I'm in Monmouthshire in South Wales, where the local sandstone has weathered many a Welsh winter, and I'm here to see a new house built from this old stone. This is Silver How, L-shaped and in two parts, the larger newer stone section and a smaller converted brick barn. It's home to Emma and David and their daughters Grace and Charlotte. On the inside, they needed a modern family house, but externally it had to feel more like a traditional Monmouthshire building. Oh, hi!
Hi there.
You Emma?
Yes, I am. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah,
Hi.
and you. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Pleased to meet you.
And you. Congratulations. What an amazing, solid house, you know? So tell me a little bit about this place, because this is how old?
I think 1905 it was built. It's the old coach house to next door, so...
It's hard to tell which is the younger, which is the older building. Because that's got a tile roof and it's painted brick. This has got a metal roof and it's made from local stone.
Even though they're, vastly different materials, and it really, looks right.
The RIBA judges liked the way Silver How marries the lightness and transparency of modern construction with the permanence and craftsmanship of Monmouthshire quarried stone. And inside, the jury praised the open and flexible spaces and acute attention to detail. The new part of the building is arranged over 3 levels. The ground floor has a double-height main living space, next to a secluded snug and office. The first floor has 3 ensuite bedrooms for the family, and the top floor has 2 guest bedrooms and bathrooms. A glass corridor connects to the old coach house, which has a double-height kitchen with a mezzanine playroom. The interior of this older section has all the verve of a modern kitchen garden restaurant. Oh, this is lovely and refreshing and light and spacious. They removed a floor to make this big vaulted space, fitted out with a gargantuan wall of oak cupboards that in fact hides a utility room behind and a mezzanine playroom for the girls up top. Through in the new part of the building, the rustic stone exterior actually hides a steel frame that does all the hard structural work, allowing for an expansive living room and decadent amounts of glass. You can experience the magic of the outside in and the inside out. This one too?
And that one goes right back, and so does that.
Oh, so does that?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh, so in fact the entire wall disappears. The living room connects upwards as well as out. The chimney-piece reaches up and past a first-floor walkway that leads to their daughters' bedrooms, which in turn are linked by a shared bathroom and dressing room. This is you in here, yeah?
This is us.
Mirrors.
Yes.
And the view that way, that's, oh my word. What an amazing little optical illusion that is.
Yeah.
Astonishingly nice. I don't think I'd be able to sleep in here. The oak trees which frame these views and surround the entire house are all subject to root protection orders, which restricted work near them and dictated the way that the architect, Martin Hall, and designer Kelly Bednarczyk arranged the building. To avoid damaging the roots, a system of protective matting was laid over the heavy traffic areas of the site and then topped with aggregate to spread the weight of the diggers and cranes, resulting in a 100% tree survival rate. And a house nestled among the oaks as if it's always been there. Seems to me that if you want to build something which truly reflects the history of a place, you've got to study in detail the shapes, the angles, the materials of ancient buildings in that place. You've got to understand the qualities of the rock and how stones layer. You've got to even dig the ground and see its colour in order to be able to build something as connected to place and as successful as this. We're nearing the end of the series, with only 2 of the 20 long-listed houses left to see.
Oh. Wow, this is engineering to the max.
But which will make the shortlist, and then maybe even go on to win the RIBA House of the Year for 2019. This is Warwickshire, an ordinary street with ordinary houses. But Damien Burrows is here to see a house that's taken everyday materials and done something extraordinary with them. This is Ghost House, finely crafted from concrete and steel. It got its name because it seems to be peeking out at its neighbours, as if ready to say, boo. It's home to a nightclub and bar entrepreneur who is a big fan of concrete, Steve Smith.
Steve.
Hi.
How you doing? You right?
Great, Damien.
Yeah, good to meet you.
And Steve's pared-back concrete vision has produced a highly crafted and unnervingly well-ordered house, reflected in the pools of water dyed to make a black mirror image.
The reflecting ponds were a later addition. It was supposed to initially be a wild meadow, but actually it would, by its very nature, be wild and unruly and out of my control.
I know what you mean. Nature doing its own thing, that annoys me as well.
Steve's need to control his environment is evident in the perfectly symmetrical layout. The RIBA jury admired the meticulously straight board markings laid out in the concrete. The main floor of Ghost House is actually 3 meters below ground level. At the back is a courtyard garden, then a large open-plan living area, and above is the master bedroom with a bathroom and dressing room. At the front of the house, there's a sunken entrance courtyard accessed by stairs, surrounded by 2 smaller subterranean bedrooms and a home cinema, all under the black pools. As you sink below the black waterline to the front door, it turns out this house is made of almost honey-coloured concrete.
This is so warm. It's so inviting.
It was a local mix. It was a local sand that was used, so there's almost the warmth of a Cotswold stone within the pour. So it isn't grey austere concrete. Okay.
In case you were expecting scatter cushions and doilies through the front door, it's wall-to-wall concrete and symmetry throughout.
There's a passion for concrete. I love the material, and it works. There isn't overkill, and it's staying true to the vision and to the belief that we could create something purely out of concrete that doesn't feel austere, that doesn't feel totally brutal, that still feels like a home.
Of course, a real home should feel tailored to its owner's passions. So head around the central courtyard and you find Steve's given himself a home cinema. And then there's the spare bedrooms where he's dedicated 2 dressing rooms to his collection of rare training shoes. But who cares what people think when it's your own home? You can display the artwork that makes you happy, and even build yourself a set of mirrored stairs up to your bedroom.
This has been designed so that, if wanted, it could be split into 2 spaces. So a wall down the middle, all the services are in, again, everything symmetrical around that centre point.
To create this ode to symmetry written in concrete, Steve enlisted the architect Philip Shepherd. To work with Philip, a specialist concrete contractor, John Thompson, was brought in. Their joint, meticulous work has produced a beautiful finish. All the channels and conduits for wires and fittings were cast into the concrete. Although there was a slight hiccup when one of the formwork moulds gave way mid-pour. Ghost House not only tells the story of its own construction, but that of its owner. It is a container for Steve's tastes and passions. Not all houses can do that.
Concrete is an uncompromising material, but Steve is an even more uncompromising and driven client. His commitment to his dream, coupled with his team's ability to shape and mould his ideas, have created a beautifully crafted and truly personal home.
There is one final house to see before we find out which of today's 5 will make the shortlist. Then we'll at last find out who has won the RIBA House of the Year for 2019.